So let's talk favorite apps. I'm going to talk through the fitness and the workout apps because they're the ones that I use the most. And I'd be interested to know what you use. So leave a comment, let me know what are your favorite apps. I'm going to dive into mine, show you some of the basics. I'd be keen to maybe investigate or take a look at some of yours. So let's take a look at what those are. So what is the fitness app? Fitness app on the Apple Watch is an area that kind of accumulates all of your results from each workout that you do. It also includes things like stand data and also movement, which is like your kilojoules lost and those types of activities. You can access the fitness app through two places. One is on your watch and two is on your phone. Mainly I use the phone because I kind of like the bigger screen, it's a bit easier to navigate, but you can also see that on the watch. On the watch, it just looks like these three loops. Once you click on those loops, then you can see your movement, stand, and exercise rings. And if you just scroll down, you can see each of them individually and kind of how you're tracking against whatever goal that you've set. So a goal is just essentially something you're aiming for in terms of the movement, the stand, or the exercise. And you can set what you think is appropriate for your exercise levels. And that helps or doesn't help, depending when you do things like a competition, which I'll get into a bit later. And the main reason for that is it helps to keep you aiming towards something. Anyway, that's what the app looks like. So when you open the app, you get these four little icons in each of the top four corners as well, and they take you to different parts of the fitness app itself. So in the top left-hand corner, if you click on that, that just takes you to like your weekly goals and you can see how you're tracking. In the top right-hand corner, that takes you to your training load, and the training load then gives you just an overview of how you're tracking against your previous like 28 days of workouts. So if you've been working out intensely for a few weeks, your training load will be quite high. And if you then do nothing for weeks after, it will say like you're above or you're below. So that I think is really cool. I like using that part of the app. That's kind of one of my favorite portions of the of the fitness app, because I can see how I'm sort of either getting worse or getting better or staying within like a average of my exercises. I think that's pretty cool. From that same one, you can also access your vitals. You can see things like your heart rate. You can see your sleep data and those sort of things. I don't use that a whole lot. Sometimes I'd like to check to see if I've hit, maybe REM sleep, depending on how tired I am, but it's more of a guide than I use it day in and day out. The bottom left is where you can see your sharing. So like who you're sharing to, you can see your friends or family, whoever you're either challenging as well in competitions and those sort of things. That's kind of where you view that. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, that's your medals, and where you can see if you've run, let's say 5Ks, it might give you a medal for that, etc. That's kind of where you can see all the awards that you've achieved. So winning competitions also gives you awards as well. That's in summary the fitness app. There's a lot more to it on the phone. So if you want me to dive into a lot more detail within the actual fitness app, please leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to do that as well. I do use it quite often. Now let's move into the workout apps. So what is an app workout? Essentially, it's an activity or an exercise that counts towards your activity ring or your exercise goals, etc. There's a whole bunch of different ones. So you get to the actual exercise app on the watch, cool. And if you open that, then you get a whole bunch of different exercises. So there are the ones that you add or the ones that are just there by default. And if you keep scrolling all the way to the bottom, you can also add more workouts. There's quite a lot of workouts for various different activities, and you can look through there and see which ones they are. For me, my favorite ones are just the three. I generally use running, walking, and traditional workout. Every now and then I do a cool down or maybe a stretch, but for the most part, those three are the ones that I typically use all the time. So the walking, I usually use what's called open. But if you click on these three dots in the top right-hand corner, with each of the workouts, they have different options. So for the outdoor walk, it has open, time, distance, kilojoules, and you can also create your own workout. And all they really do is it's just different ways to track what you're doing. So open is just generally a walk. You start and stop at your leisure, and it will record your distance, however how long you took, and then whatever. So the time is a timed version. So you can say, I'm going to walk 15 minutes, and then it will time you to let you know how you're tracking towards that progression and how your heart rate, blah, blah, blah. Similar with like distance and kilojoules, it'll just let you know how you're tracking for kilojoules lost on that walk. You can do exactly the same when it comes to the traditional workout for the gym, or you can also do the same with the running. There are features inside each of the workouts as well that also let you customize what you see on screen during a workout. So for example, let's say I wanted to get rid of, I don't really care too much about seeing all of these altitude gained or current pace or whatever. All I want to see is that I want to see my zones. So when I'm running, I just want to see, if I'm in zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. And for those that don't know what that is, all zones is that it's just how your heart rate is when you're running. So is your heart rate going really, really fast, which means you're in like a higher zone, so you're almost near sprinting, you're exerting a lot more force, or are you more at like a leisurely pace, which is towards zone 1 and zone 2? In a nutshell, that's what it is. So when you're looking through customizing your workout views, you can kind of choose whatever you want. You can include or not include, or you can change, on the actual workout if you want to see your active kilojoules or if you want to see kilometers. It's fairly flexible in some of those areas, which is quite nice to see, especially for Apple. I usually do this for my running. On the running app, I like to see mainly the Ks, so the average per K, and then also my zones. That's it. And you can customize which screen or which view you're seeing first. That's it in a nutshell. The coolest thing, I think, with these workouts is in the running app, you can actually race yourself. So I think that's so cool because I'm quite a competitive person. So I love being able to challenge someone or myself. So what the Apple Watch does is when you're running in a particular course, so let's say I run around the block every single day and the same route, the Apple Watch, if you give it permission, tracks or memorizes your location when you're running. So the next time you're going to do it, you can say, I want to race my previous time or my personal best. And while you're running, the watch will tell you you're behind your target pace, or you're ahead of your target pace, or you're behind, or whatever, at any given period throughout the entire run. And it'll tell you if you've won or if you've lost. So I think that's really cool. It's a cool little add-on because it does sort of feel like you're racing someone to give you a bit more extra motivation if you do need it. Sometimes I do, and it really does help. If you use that feature, I'd be curious to know, how do you use it? Do you find like you actually race yourself, or do you find that it's just a cool, nice to have, or like, let me know your thoughts. I'd be curious to know if I'm the only one that likes to race my previous times. That's, in a nutshell, the basics of both the fitness and the workouts app. So I wanted to talk quickly through a couple of things that I wish I knew when I first started using the workout app, because it just helps improve ever so slightly, but enough that it makes a difference. So it's a small thing, but it's a pretty big golden nugget for me. There's two main ones. So the first golden nugget is, if you've ever seen videos or if you've used the watch yourself, the Ultra, the action button on the side, when you select a workout, it instantly starts that workout. You don't have to see the countdown where it goes 3, 2, 1, start. Generally, it's not really a problem, but sometimes it can be annoying when you want to just start something. With the Apple Watch, what you can do as an alternative to the button is when you hit that workout, as soon as it says 3, you can tap it and then it will then start. It'll skip the 3 seconds and start the workout straight away. I think that's pretty useful, saves you 3 seconds. The second golden nugget, which is, I think, a huge one for me anyway, is when you're running or walking or whatever activity you're doing, instead of having to swipe the screen from left to right and then go end or pause, it's kind of annoying having to do that every single time. when you're, let's say, running and you're approaching a crossroad and you need to stop to cross the road for whatever reason, you can just quickly stop or pause the activity by pressing the power and the little scroll wheel together at the same time, and that will pause the activity. And then to start it again, you literally do the exact same thing. Bang, and then you start it again. And that just saves a lot of time, effort, and it's just so quick. I don't even need to look at the watch most of the time. I just go bang, start, bang, off, there I go. So those are the 2 biggest golden nuggets that's really helped me. Hopefully it helps you as well. If you have any other golden nuggets that you'd like to share, please let me know as well, because I'm always keen to learn some more. There's a lot more when it comes to the fitness app on the phone and a couple other health data as well. So if you are interested in a video that dives into a little bit more about that, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to jump in and make one and explain a little bit more about the little nuances with the app and the customization and that sort of stuff. So please subscribe, like this video, comment below, and I'll catch you in the next one.